guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. By the look of the title, you guys already know what this video is going to be about. So before we get started into the video, please subscribe if you are new here, and if you want to become part of our T-Squad family, subscribe and also turn on your post notification bell so YouTube alerts you every time I upload a video. Like this video if you want to see a part 2 with all the equipment and my setup and how I have, you know, everything here and just what I use and stuff like that. So give this video a thumbs up. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started into today's video. So this is the most asked question I get on social media, whether it is Snapchat, whether it is Instagram, Facebook. I get it all the time. How do I start a YouTube channel? And I feel like when I first started YouTube, I feel like that was my question too. Like, I wanted to know everything about the equipment, the lighting, everything. And today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my journey, why I started, how I started, and kind of give you guys a little bit of advice just from what I've learned along the way. Obviously, I am not a pro whatsoever. You guys see the amount of subscribers that I have, but I feel like I've gained somewhat a little knowledge with all this YouTube industry. So first off and foremost, why I started YouTube. I started YouTube, I want to say in 2016, September 2016. I did leave a big gap of months without filming anything, and then I started again. And that's because I went through something very personal, and that's the reason why I stopped. Why I started doing YouTube videos, to be very honest with you guys, this question is very I don't know, it's just kind of hard to answer. So YouTube made me fall in love with all of this. YouTube, other YouTubers, other videos that I used to watch. Now, keep in mind that I did not know what YouTube was. I did not know that people made videos on YouTube and made money on YouTube. I knew nothing about YouTube, to be honest. I remember back in 2013, I used to have a best friend and we used to live together, and she was all about the makeup, you know, life or whatever, and she would always watch YouTube videos. I did not know how to do makeup. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a pro now, but I knew nothing, you guys. I knew nothing. If you guys know me from back in the day, I was very tomboyish and I was never the makeup type of girl, if that makes any sense. I wouldn't be into fashion or anything like that. And I remember my best friend back in the day was all about the YouTube life, and she knew the ins and the outs. I knew nothing. Thanks to YouTube and thanks to makeup and thanks to this here, I found self-love. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is what it is. I'm pretty sure it's news to a lot of you guys, but me and Jesus went through a separation back in a couple years ago. We went through a separation, we went through a breakup, there was cheating involved, and you know, whatever. That's another story, but the thing is that it happened, and it is what leads me to today, if that makes any sense. So when I was going through that, I would always watch YouTube videos. I was always watching YouTube videos, and makeup is a huge part of that, because thanks to makeup, you guys, I started to feel pretty again. I started to love myself, because I started to see myself with makeup and I started to feel pretty, if that makes any sense, because I know this video is going to be all over the place because I had not planned to film this, and I don't really have anything planned, but the point is, when Jesus cheated on me, my confidence was to the ground, you guys, and I felt so ugly. I'm what is wrong with me? You know, why did he cheat on me? There's something wrong with me. And the thing is that there was never something wrong with me. Me feeling the way that I felt, it led me to makeup. Makeup was my escape. Makeup was something that I could go to and I could wear, you know, a full beat and feel bomb as fuck. And I felt like I could conquer the world, you know, back then when my confidence was to the ground. I felt like a bad bitch with makeup on. I know. So one day at work, my friend would always watch Jackie Hernandez. She would always be watching her. And I wasn't into the YouTube, community like that, but I would watch Jackie Hernandez all the time. And so I started to watch her. That I want to say Jaclyn Hill and Jackie Hernandez were the first people that I ever watched on YouTube, like ever. As I started to slowly get into the YouTube community and as I started to watch all these YouTubers, I obviously wanted to buy everything that they would recommend. And I was going through a phase where I was shopping online like a crazy psychopath. And so one day my friend Reina was like, oh, you should do YouTube videos. You should review products since you buy so much products and you like to try them out. Sometimes, you guys, I would buy eyeshadow palettes just for the fuck of it because I like the colors or just because I like them. Not because I would wear them on my eyes or anything like that, So she gave me that idea and I was like, oh, well, yeah, I guess, like that would be cool, I guess. And so I was talking to Jesus, about it when we got back together. And then I was like, you know what? Like, I was still trying, when me and Jesus got back together, I was still trying to deal with the cheating and, deal with everything. I was still hurt. Up until this day, I can say that I don't give a fuck anymore. It doesn't hurt me at all. And so one day, you guys, and actually this video is private here on YouTube. I have it up, but it's private because I just feel, I don't know, I feel so embarrassed about that video. But one day I told Jesus that I wanted to buy a camera and I still have it up to this day. It's this camera here, this Sony, I don't even know what this is, but oh, here, it's the CyberShot camera. I don't even know. But it had a flip screen and I thought, I would make it into YouTube with this. And so one day I sat on my couch in front of my window and I turned on the camera and I see that video sometimes and it makes me like cringe. It makes me cry because I still get emotional about it, you guys. But I felt so lost. It reminds me of who I was a couple years ago and how lost I felt in the world. And it just reminded me how lonely I was back then. And so I turned it on and I just introduced myself. I remember in that video I introduced myself, I let you guys know that I was going to do reviews and that I was never going to do makeup. That my channel was just never going to be about makeup tutorials because I sucked at makeup, literally. And it is such a cringy video to watch for me because right now I can literally say that I feel really confident with who I am. I look at myself in the mirror and I feel pretty. I feel good about myself. I don't feel lost anymore. And for a really long time I was going to school. I remember I took classes for culinary, I took psychology, then I wanted to become a nurse and I was doing that. I did I want to say I did more than half of my medical assistant program and then I just quit. So I was just going to school because I grew up in a family where, all of my cousins, most of my cousins went to school, and they graduated and they have a degree. And in my mind, that's how my aunt would always tell me, like, you need to go to school, like school is the way to go. If you don't go to school, you will never be successful. And that's like what I was always taught, you know what I mean? The thing is now, because I found what I really feel passionate about, and not necessarily the makeup part of all of this, but the filming. I love the filming. I love speaking in front of a camera. The whole setup, the lighting, the editing, everything, I love it. I am to die for it. Guys, when I started back then, I knew nothing about makeup. I remember because of how insecure I was, I would never show my skin bare, like with no eyebrows, no foundation, no nothing. I would never. And my quality, you guys, was horrible. I'm not saying that I have the best quality right now because there's always room for improvement. And up until now, like, I know I need more lighting, I know I need a better lens, like, I know, but my quality is a little bit better than how it was back then. This industry, this whole thing, this career, YouTube, whatever you want to call it, it's it's a trial and error. When I started, like I said, I started with this camera. The point here is that I felt lost for a really long time, you guys. And I feel like the hardest part in starting YouTube is to start. I never thought that I would have the guts to start doing videos, and I wouldn't share my videos at all. I wouldn't let anyone know that I had videos up until like a year ago, I think, or a year and a half, I don't know, but I was so embarrassed for people to know that I had a YouTube channel, and I was embarrassed for people to know that I filmed videos. Because working, you know, for YouTube and working in this, I feel like you have to learn how to tough it in, and you definitely need tough skin for this, because the comments can get to you. People can get to you. So you guys, I feel like for all of you guys that always ask me, how do I start a YouTube channel? I get these all the time. How do I start a YouTube channel? I'm scared of what people might say. First of all, you cannot let people, or let's put it this way, you cannot let the internet run your life. And you always want to keep in mind that you as a person, if you decide to do YouTube videos, you are putting yourself out there to the world. Your haters are gonna watch. People that don't like you, fucking everybody's gonna watch no matter what. And you're gonna get hate, because it is what it is. I wouldn't recommend you investing in a expensive ass camera, expensive ass equipment if you are not for sure that you want to start YouTube. And I feel like the most important thing here is to know that YouTube, just like getting your bachelor's degree in science, just like getting your associates, just like anything, just like any freaking business, it takes time. And it's something that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people think like, oh, you know, you start a YouTube channel and in a year you get paid or you're winning thousands of dollars. Like, no, it doesn't happen that way. You need to see YouTube as a business, because at the end of the day, this is all business. And it's just like going to school, you know, it's just like a 4-year college. Like, you have to put in the work. If you guys do not put in the work, for all of you guys that are asking me how to start a YouTube channel, if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get anything back in return. And I feel like with YouTube, consistency is key. And I know that every single YouTuber says that, you guys, but me as a YouTuber now, consistency is key. And if you know what I mean, consistency is money. If your bitch ass does not upload a video or doesn't have a set schedule like myself, you will not make bank. Okay, let's just put it that way. I used to film, when I first started doing YouTube videos, I used to film in my exact same room right next to my bed. I used to have a little tiny corner. If you guys follow me since back then you guys remember how I was so excited to have my little IKEA, you know, desk and film right there in that corner. Now, luckily, I have this room where I can, you know, freely, I don't know, put more equipment in here. Everyone starts somewhere, and I feel like that's very, very important. So I didn't upgrade my lighting until last year. I wanted some lights that didn't make me sweat. I wanted some good LED lights. I obviously couldn't afford them, and I started crying December of 2017. I want to say it's 2017, yeah, because Jesus surprised me with lighting, and I was so happy, you guys. Like, my heart melted. I started crying, and I feel like he didn't give me those lights until he saw that I actually had a passion for YouTube, or that I actually liked what I was doing. Because at the end of the day, I feel like it shows on camera when you don't enjoy doing something. And if you're just going to do YouTube because you want to get paid or you want to get free makeup, you just will not never make it. Like, I promise you, you will not make it. The better my quality gets throughout the years, the more I love it. I love filming videos. I love talking more than doing makeup here on YouTube. Like, I literally enjoy all of this. And I knew nothing about money up until a year ago. I obviously knew that you got paid to do YouTube videos. I didn't see $1 until last year. And that was all because Jesus has always been in charge of the business side of YouTube. Up until recently, I started to contact companies. I started to be more engaged per se in my whole career because I want this to elevate. I definitely want YouTube to become my career. And I don't necessarily look for the luxury of YouTube, if you know what I mean. I'm not looking for all of that. I'm not looking for the free makeup, the brand trips. Yeah, that comes along with it, but that's not what I'm looking for. I want to be able to build a family and have stability. Stability right now is the most important thing for me. I want to be able to provide to my kid, you know, when I do decide to have one, and not have to worry about money. Most of all, know that it is definitely not an easy process. It's definitely not, you know, something that's just going to happen, you know, with a blink of an eye. A lot of you guys might be fortunate to have, you know, the money to invest in, you know, bomb ass quality and everything, and kudos to you. But to those of you guys that don't have the money to invest and you're like, what do I do? You guys, a lot of cell phone companies nowadays can finance your phones. Your best friend will be an iPhone. An iPhone nowadays have the best camera quality out there. In my opinion, they're like 4K, you can get crispy as videos, and natural lighting is your best friend, you guys. I swear by that, I stand by that. I still use it sometimes. It's definitely not the best because now I film at night. But before you even get an iPhone or before you even try, you know, anything YouTube related, before you even waste your money, I encourage you to get your iPhone, get whatever you have, a camera, whatever you have, and film yourself. Film yourself and see if YouTube is for you, because let me tell you that YouTube is not for everyone. Speaking in front of a camera and then getting in return a lot of, you know, comments is not for everyone. So with that being said, I really hope you guys take something from this video. Please let me know if you want to see the part 2 equipment setup, editing, all of that jazz by giving this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and on Instagram because when I'm not here, I'm most likely over there. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you guys in my next video very soon. Bye, guys.